Hi everybody, Matt here from Matt Likes Comics, and today we're going to do things slightly different in the sense we don't have a theme per se today. What these books have in common are that they're all Marvel books and that I've recently read them. There's no overarching theme. They're just books that I read, and I thought, I'll make a little video because there were 8 or 9 of them, and we'll just give a little synopsis of every book I read. Before we get going, I want to make a couple of shout outs out there. I want to say hi to Brandon at Mon Comics because he's still continuing to bring great quality in terms of his output. Everything he puts, he's a big Marvel guy, so I'm happy to say hi to him in this Marvel video. Give him a watch. He's participated recently in an act of kindness challenge that I think is going to start circulating around soon. So keep your eyes out on all your favorite channels that might get around. But Brandon in particular, for he's the first one I saw doing this, and I want to say a hi out there to Tyler at Pocket Full of Comics. The books that he's been getting lately from the Silver Age and Marvel have been really nice looking as well. And I'm going with the Marvel theme. And of course, Lettuce Comics and Jacob are both big Marvel fans. Jacob at Bone Claw Comics as well. And so I'm saying hello out there. And of course, the biggest Marvel fan of all is Lunch Money Comics. But everybody pretty much knows who Mike is. So keep watching him because I learned a lot off his channel myself, and I'm sure that everybody out there could learn a lot from watching Mike as well. Anyway, on to the books. The first one I'm going to talk about is Fantastic Four 397. It's got this nice cover of Uatao the Watcher. I don't know how I know it's spelled Uatu, so I think so. It's Uatao is what I'm going with. Anyways, here he is fighting Ant-Man and I think it's the Thing and Johnny there, Johnny Storm, the Human Torch, because the Invisible Woman in this book is captured by Nathaniel Richards and is off somewhere doing I think in Tibet, uh, doing things with Nathaniel. The Invisible Woman starts off captured, and they're trying to save Kristoff from something. Anyways, this book has a lot of fighting between Watchers, because while these guys are fighting this one Watcher, a second Watcher shows up, and on top of it all, Johnny's ex-wife Lyja, the Skrull, is also in the book, trying as there's a Skrull invasion fleet coming. This book is so busy that it was hard to find things all over. There's even an interesting panel in it where a guy goes, "Nothing like this ever happens in Gotham City." I wonder if that is a meta joke. Anyway, that's the first book I was reading recently that I will talk about. Next up, we've got Marvel Spotlight number 18. This is a Son of Satan book that I picked. I picked up a few of these at the last couple shows I was at, and this happens to be the last one I was reading. It just the way the order came from things. Anyway, so we've got the Son of Satan 8. Okay, basically it starts with the Son of Satan and his date going to a party. Where while at this party, the host dog gets murdered, and not nicely. This dog is beaten, like it is sliced and diced and whatever. Then the next morning, Damien wakes up to find out that the host of the party's house burned down and the host has passed on. Well, it turns out that there's some sort of demon there. I mean, son of Satan, right? It's got to be a demon. There's a demon going around by the name of I wrote it down because I want to make sure I got this name right. Alatu. Alatu. Name. Okay. A lot of A's and U's today. Anyway, so Alatu is possessing certain people around. possessed someone to burn down the house. He possessed the daughter of a family. And when the son of Satan goes to to perform an exorcism to get rid of the demon leaves the daughter and goes into the father. And the book ends with carried on next issue with the father being possessed by the demon with a big axe ready to go after Damon Hellstrom. I actually don't have issue 19, so that's going on the list of books I want to get because I hate not having the next part of a story. Next up is the New Defenders 125. I bought this a while back, but I just only got around to reading it now. It's got an interesting cover, but basically in this book, the original Defenders of Doctor Strange, the Silver Surfer, the Hulk, and the Submariner are finding out that the four of them, if they continue to fight on as defenders, will end up being responsible for the destruction of the planet Earth sometime in the 24th century. And in order to prevent that from happening, they decide to never get together as a group again. Meanwhile, you've got the Beast deciding that the Defenders need to become a real group because up until this point they've been known as the non-team. So the Beast recruits the Angel and his old buddies, the Angel and the Iceman from the old X-Men. And they end up with those guys. They end up with the Gargoyle and Moondragon and the Valkyrie. And the six of them decide to become the Defenders. Meanwhile, in this issue, Patsy Walker actually marries Damon Hellstrom. And the wedding is interrupted by Patsy's ex-husband trying to kill her. He's become a character, by a bad guy by the name of Mad Dog. And he has what they call the secret mutants try to help him out in this. And of course the Defenders fight them off, and the wedding goes on without any other problems. This is a double-sized issue, so there's a little more to it than others, but honestly, there's this great panel in there where Angel and Iceman are just being idiots and dancing around. They're going, Patsy and David are getting married. I don't even know who they are, do you? No, but they're getting married. So they're being boys. I like the silly panels. I like that's why I mentioned this panel and the Gotham panel from the other book, because the silly panels and the silly little things, that's what makes comic books to me. Next up, another book I picked up a while back and didn't get a chance to read till now is this is a Marvel book. It's About Millie 13, and it's just a silly little book in the Archie vein. There's four little stories in there that involve, typical Archie type stuff. Here's my date. Oops, the date didn't go well. Here's this event. Oh, that didn't go well. Problem solved. They didn't move on. Everything is happy. And then there's this one-page ad where Millie gets mad. She's like, oh, I wish I could just go one day without being recognized and mobbed. And then when nobody's recognized and mobbed, there's like, why hasn't anybody recognized me? Typical silly little jokes from the Archie type things. Thing is a Dan DeCarlo cover. There's some Dan DeCarlo art on the inside. It's a great book if you like that kind of art style, which I do. Up here we have a more recent book. This was from Conan the Barbarian, Volume 2 of Marvel. This is Conan 13. Conan is celebrating in a town where where he arrived and relaxing and stuff, when he discovers himself thrown into a dungeon at random because he beat the crap out of some guys who tried to beat the crap out of him, and he's considered a champion now. So this dungeon is called the Great Crucible, and he has to find his way out, and that is resolved like 2 or 3 issues later. I've got the rest of them in the thing, and in the meantime he goes, he kills things, gets a little treasure, and of course he's Conan, so he becomes the champion. The rest of the books that I have today are all Ghost Rider books. Ghost Rider is another one of those characters that I like from Marvel. I mean, my personal favorites, apart from the Fantastic Four, are of the characters of the more supernatural bent. And Although I do like the Defenders as well. I'm more likely to buy Marvel books of supernatural stories because those sort of things appeal to me. Marvel is more demonic centric as well in their supernatural than DC, for example. DC's tends to be weird and obscure and biblical, and like the Phantom Stranger, for example, or they're in the more here's the werewolves and vampires on my stuff. And although Marvel has the vampires and the monsters stuff, their supernatural is more Mephisto demonic base, and that's one of the reasons I like that particular part better. So the first book I'm going to show is Ghost Rider and Blaze: Spirits of Vengeance, #1. This one, okay, Johnny Blaze and Ghost Rider are being chased through New York, and Lilith has broken free of her prison in Greenland, and she's managed to start to collect some of her offspring and get them together to be do the whole Midnight Suns. I'm sure that's been covered somewhere. I'm pretty sure I've seen a video on the Midnight Suns storyline. But anyways, in this case, Johnny and the Ghost Rider end up at a carnival in Providence, where Johnny's family is, his wife and kids, and they realize that they need to get away because they're discovered by some of these offspring of Lilith. There's a big fight, and Johnny and Ghost Rider manage to win the fight, but they decide they have to disappear. In the meantime, setting up the rest of the storyline, you have the card reader Clara meeting with Doctor Strange, which leads on to the next part of the book in the next book in the run, not the run of Johnny Blaze, but the Darkhold one is #4, so part 3 of six is in another series as well. This is Ghost Rider 14, Volume 3. This is the Dan Ketch version of Ghost Rider, and not Johnny Blaze himself. In fact, in this book, Johnny Blaze is fighting with the Dan Ketch, and he's trying to kill the demon inside so that Johnny's left alone, finally, after all these years. And, well, he doesn't exactly do it, but there in the meanwhile, there's 2 sewer workers that are down in the sewers trying to figure out why there's this huge blockage. Turns out there's a whole bunch of dead bodies, which ends up adding 2 when the 2 sewer workers get unalived, shall we say. They end up as part of the pile. Meanwhile, you've got Ghost Rider's motorcycle, who suddenly starts up and saves Dan from being actually killed by Johnny Blaze at the time. Dan turns into the Ghost Rider, and Johnny Blaze grabs this shotgun that can shoot hellfire, and he starts, because apparently there's unlimited ammo in the hellfire gun. However, he doesn't do anything, and by the end of this book, Blackout visits someone by the name of Deathwalker, informing him of his progress. I can't read my own writing. I swear I should have gone to medical school. But anyway, so this, of course, is one of those books where the story started elsewhere, and then there's this story, and then the story continues elsewhere, where I don't have the next book. But I just picked these up. I picked up a few Ghost Riders at random because they were reasonably cheap, and all of these had cool covers. Here's Ghost Rider 19. And then in this one, you've got a man by the name of oh my God, Elias. There's a man who wants to die. He wants to take his life. Okay, he can't do it, so he cries out, "Oh, I'd sell my soul to be able to kill myself." And sure, here's Mephisto, and Mephisto grants him his wish in a typical demonic way. Only the Ghost Rider can kill him. So the entire issue has this gentleman, I think it's Daniels is the last name. I think uh, I think it's Elias Daniels or Chris Daniels. Anyway, he gets basically he spends the entire issue chasing Ghost Rider to try and get Ghost Rider to kill him, and Ghost Rider will not just take lives randomly. He will not take the lives of the innocent, so he won't. So this guy spends the entire book, trying to get him to kill him, and he doesn't, and that's basically it. The end of the book has Mephisto laughing his head off at all the problems he's caused just because he's evil Mephisto. A great cover of Mephisto, by the way. I think it's really cool. And here we have a Joe Kubert / Andy Kubert cover. This is Ghost Rider 30, and I bought this because of the cover. Because there's not a lot that happens in this book. It's just basically Ghost Rider / Dan Ketch are trapped in Nightmare's dimension, where they have a discussion. They are actually separate people in this, and they have a discussion, and they come to an understanding about the nature of themselves. It's basically just an issue where they talk to each other and try to figure things out. Anyways, I have read all of them, and for the most part, I enjoyed all of them. The ones I liked the most of this book was the Son of Satan book and the Defenders book, The Wedding, and I really liked this one too, the Ghost Rider 19, because as simplistic as the story is, the art was great, and the fight scenes were drawn really well. So I would recommend anybody, like as I said, they're just random books from Marvel. Yes, I picked them up. They're all pretty much series, except for Millie, that I'm collecting runs on. And so, like, for me to buy them as a random set of books would not be unusual. Anyway, my name's Matt, and I like comics. And if you like comics and like what I'm doing, please like, subscribe, and comment below. In the comments, I'd like to know if you've read these books as well, and if not, what random books you've been buying yourself lately that you've enjoyed reading. Because I'd like to see what your recommendations for my reading would become, because I'm always looking for new books. I'm always trying to read new stuff. And as much as I will reread stuff that I've enjoyed many times, the discovery of new books that you've never read before is fun, and I like doing it. Whether the search or whether the read, it's the part of the hobby I like the most. Anyways, like, comment, subscribe, as I said. If you like, hit the bell for following. You know the drill. Anyway, my name's Matt, and I like comics, and I hope you do too.